Hello everyone, my name is Mike and this is our 1967 Porsche 911 restoration project. Today's video is going to be our second annual progress vlog. What we want to do today, we're just going to take a walk around the car, do some close-up video and look and see the progress we did over the past year, where we are to date in the project, and then kind of outline a game plan as to what you can expect through going through the rest of the year. Most of the body panels now are ready to go back on the car. Everything's been cut and polished. A lot of the hard work and sheer grunt work is out of the way, thank goodness. So, you know, they should move along pretty quickly. Start seeing this car come together relatively quickly this year. Still got quite a ways to go. Going to back off on the upholstery work for the time being because daytime temperatures here in Las Vegas about 40 degrees. A little bit cold for stretching and pulling our upholstery work. I think we can get a much better job by waiting for the weather to warm up. So we're going to just stick with cold weather type work for the next few weeks here. Amazing how much weather plays a role in restoration. So basically, if you're not familiar with our channel, we're a DIY channel for guys who have cars in the garage, not really sure how to proceed with whatever stage of the car. This channel might be helpful if you've got a project and wondering how you're going to take it on. It doesn't necessarily have to be Porsche. A lot of the things we do here are, you know, principle based. So it's not just it has to work only on a Porsche. However, the process is that process would apply to pretty much anything you're going to restore. The thing with Porsche though, or with any other car to take a car on, is the research work. A lot of research work goes into restoring one of these cars. This is my first Porsche. Didn't know anything about Porsche when I got this car, but I knew I could do the work. I just need to find out what to do and how to do it. You gotta talk to a lot of people, see a lot of cars, do a lot of research. That's part of the work involved. So anyways, let's move on with some video work. We're gonna move in close with our video camera, take a look and see where we are on the shell here, inside and out. Get some up close camera work there. Then we'll take a walk around the booth, show you what's going on inside here. After that, we'll go inside the shop, take a look around, and show you what you can expect throughout the coming year. So let's get started.
All right, so I guess front of the car is probably as good a place to start as any. So in our trunk area here, we're pretty much finished up with everything that needs to be done, with the exception of the gas tank installation, and then hooking up our wires there. You can see our wires still laying down there underneath the dash. As soon as we put our gauges in, we'll tie those together, and that'll pretty much complete this area. And then not too long from now, as soon as it warms up a little bit, we're going to install our front windshield. Once we have that windshield installed, then we'll go ahead and put our trunk on. And we'll put our trunk lid on there, and then our front bumper, and then fenders after that. And then moving on to our front suspension. So everything here, steering, suspension, shocks, everything's pretty much ready to go. The only thing we'll need to do here is once the car is fully weighted down, then we can go ahead and make final adjustments on our struts at that time and any kind of steering adjustments. But I think probably for startup, we're pretty close and in the ballpark. Other than that, front suspension is 100%. And then moving around to the back of the car. So engine compartment now is 100% ready to go. Got pretty much everything in place. We have fuel lines, electrical, everything needed really to hook up the engine when the engine's ready. You can see all our suspension in place there. That's pretty much 100%. Might need to make some micro adjustments once the engine's installed and everything is fully weighted down. But I think we'll be pretty much in the ballpark to get started. Also tunnel work 100% done. Not much more we can do there until we get our engine and gearbox put in place. And then a little bit of a side view here for you. Not much room in the booth here to get much of a shot here. Also, when I open those doors, we get too much glare in here to really see what's going on. So nighttime with the lights on really is the best way to do our video work here. And then taking a look at our dashboard here, that thing's really starting to come together. It's going to be real exciting. We get that dash on there and gauges in place. Let's just zoom in here a little bit and see what's going on with that scribble there. So what I was doing there at the beginning of the video, I'm basically replacing the original historical information that was written onto the car. So there was a point in the production line where somebody would write the date on one side of the dashboard and VIN numbers on the other side, and then initial it. And according to my records provided by the certificate of authenticity, the date that this was written and then the date it was logged into Porsche's archives was exactly 1 week later. So not really sure the history and how long it took to build one of these cars, but that's some kind of indication there. So it looks like about 1 week time from when they initialed it going down the assembly line to when it was complete. And just a quick review here of our back here. The most recent videos are of the work in this back section here, but upholstery put in there, also our headliner. Everything's all in place now, ready to go. All we need really is our back seat set and our front seat set. And then coming around to this side, so you can see our serial numbers on the dashboard there. So that's really my best effort at forging some of the original writing. I don't really write my 7s like that, but Mr. L over there, whoever he was, that's how he did it. So we'll put it back just the way it was, or as close as possible. And then finishing up the body here, coming down the front of the car once again. So fuel filler spouts in place there, fenders ready to be installed. So how this is going to work, we're going to put the front windshield in, which will probably be the next thing that's going to happen on the shell. Then we're going to move on to the hood, and I got a special way I want to install that so we don't hurt anything. After we put the hood on, we're going to put our front bumper on, and then after the front bumper's been put on, we're going to move on to our fenders, and pretty much in that order. Methodically, I've broken the car down, and that seems to be the best process to disassemble and reassemble. If we try to go out of order like that, let's say we want to put our fenders on first, we could end up scratching something, damaging something, and at this stage of the game, we definitely don't want to do that. And then looking at our front fenders here, so you can see everything's ready to go, all cut and polished, and ready to put back on the car here. Yeah, once we get these guys put in place, this car is really going to start taking shape. And then just a quickie look at our gas tank here. And then here's our hood. So cut and polish is done on this guy. It's so shiny and so reflective, it's really hard to tell what color it is. You can see the car reflecting in there. Also our overhead lights, so a little bit difficult to see the shape of that. Probably look better once we get it on the car and rolled outside. And then we'll just finish up here, taking a look from the back here, working towards the front. So yeah, sorry guys, I wish I had a little bit more room in here where I could get back a little bit farther and show you the shape of the car a little bit better. But I'm just so limited on space in here. About the best we're going to get for now. So let's go ahead and wrap this up in here. Let's head in the shop and see what's going on in there. Okay, so our first thing we're going to have a look at here is our front bumper. You can see it's all polished up, pre-assembled, and ready to go. So this has already been previously mocked up on the car for balance, and so the pre-assembly process is really quite easy, but the mock-up is quite involved. So when we do the video, we'll do it on just the installation of the front bumper alone, as it's quite involved. Also, we're going to need an assistant on that, as it's quite heavy with the lead weights in there. So this definitely has to be mocked up quite a bit in advance before you get to finished paint stage and polishing stage, just to make sure everything's going to line up with your left and right fenders. But we'll go over that when it's time to do this video. And next here, we got our engine cover lid. You can see everything's all cut and polished, ready to go here. This one really shouldn't be too bad, not too complicated to install it. Only thing we really have to set up before we put it on the car is just run our internal wiring and license plate lights, but this one shouldn't be too bad. And then our doors here, all cut and polished, ready to go. So we're going to hold off on these ones until our interior is 100% completely installed, and these will probably be the last body panels put on the car. We're really involved putting these together completely. We got door latches in there, got all kinds of miniature brackets, got glass going on, window regulators. Very complicated piece to assemble and adjust out, but should make for some interesting video when we get to those guys. And then next, laid out on the floor here, you can see we've got our old remnants of our dashboard there. This should make for a real fun and interesting video on how to completely restore this guy and get it back to new condition. Quite involved. This is a two-piece system there and how they integrate with each other. Also, we'll be taking advantage of the existing, I don't know, we call that like a paper mesh mold there that they use to mold these things up like a crushed paper. We'll be solidifying that, reshaping it, and then wrapping over the top of that. Also, we've got a garnish rails here and sun visors. And then moving on to our original seat sets here laid out on the shop floor here. So you can see everything here definitely needs to be replaced or reconditioned. Also our door pulls there. So we're using Autos International out of Escondido, California for all our upholstery needs on the car. Autos International, they can supply you with the seat kits, carpet kits, whatever type of kit you need, door panels for your car. You can do it yourself, or you can bring your car to them and they can do the work for you. If you haven't seen the San Diego Concours video that I recently uploaded here, probably a couple months ago, you might want to check that out. There's an interview in there with Dorian from Autos International. You can have a chance to see their shop. Also, you get a chance to see in the video there some of their finished work at the Concours. Just really, really beautiful work. And then a look at our new seat kits here, ready to assemble as soon as we get into a little bit warmer weather for these guys here. Door panels, new headrests, injection molded headrests, also our back seating kits there, and miscellaneous bits and pieces. Pretty much everything we need to put the interior back together just like new again. And then moving in a little bit closer there so you can see the graining and detail work there. Real nice job. Building these seats is going to be a lot of fun.
Okay guys, so you can see we got quite a year ahead of us. I'm not really sure where this project is going to be at the year's end. Ultimate goal in a perfect world would be have the car 100% complete and running down the road. I'm not sure if we'll hit that mark, but we're going to give it our best shot. A lot of that's going to really depend on how much time I can devote to the project versus working my full-time career as a cabinet maker. Also, I'd like to mention, as a good possibility, we'll be doing some collaboration work with some of the other DIY channels. Tom from Garage Time is kind of putting that whole program together. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below. Please check it out. He's also restoring a Porsche project and incredibly talented at working with metal, sheet metal, and welding. Just really is amazing the talent that's out there that can be tapped into. So we'll see what that leads and what comes of that. Also, we're going to finish up today by taking a look at a couple-minute slideshow of some never-before-seen pictures of this car when I discovered it back in 2014, and some of the long-forgotten work that's water under the bridge now, but some long, hard haul of 4 years of working on the car we just don't remember anymore. So please enjoy the slideshow, and we'll see you on the next video.